A striking prodigy, an enigmatic personality, and an undeniable force in the middleweight division. We're talking about none other than the stylebender himself, Israel Adesanya.
Careful.
After his loss to Pereira, many critics, fans, and fighters thought that the once dominant champion would never reclaim his former glory. They believed that Adesanya's aura of invincibility had been shattered and that he had met his match in Alex Pereira. Despite these doubts, the stylebender remained unfazed, persevering and training harder than ever before to prove them all wrong. Fueled by determination and an unwavering belief in his abilities, Israel Adesanya mounted a spectacular comeback, knocking Alex clean out and regaining his middleweight belt back. Let's take a look at how he came to be such a formidable force. Kelvin Gastelum. First up, we have the Crimson Chin Mexican Kelvin Gastelum. Before facing Adesanya at UFC 236, Gastelum, while not a top contender per se, was a force to be reckoned with, boasting an impressive record and fearless fighting style, with wins over fighters like Michael Bisping, Jakari Souza. Many believed that his striking and grappling abilities would pose the first real challenge to Adesanya in their fight for the interim middleweight championship. The fight more than delivered. It was an all-out war, with both fighters showing incredible heart and skill. Adesanya and Gastelum exchanged heavy shots, and Gastelum even managed to hurt Adesanya in the fourth round. However, Adesanya turned the tide in the fifth round, landing a head kick and a series of strikes that left Gastelum battered. Ultimately, Adesanya emerged victorious via a unanimous decision, winning the fight of the night and earning accolades as one of the best fights of the year. After the fight, Gastelum's stock didn't drop. If anything, his performance against Adesanya only boosted his status as a top contender. But he and the rest of the UFC fandom surely realized the true caliber of the stylebender. Despite the outstanding performance Gastelum showcased, it seemed Izzy broke him in one way or another. Gastelum would go on to lose 4 out of his next 5 fights. Robert Whittaker. Now let's turn our attention to the Reaper, Robert Whittaker. Prior to facing Adesanya, Whittaker reigned supreme as the middleweight champion, revered for his exceptional striking, lightning-fast explosiveness, and unyielding determination. Emerging victorious from a grueling battle for the title against Yoel Romero and successfully defending it in their rematch, Whittaker sought to solidify his legacy by defeating Adesanya. He was determined to prove that the last stylebender hadn't yet encountered a true challenger during his time in the UFC.
I'm hoping it's a 5-round slugfest and I scrape a victory by split decision.
A monumental showdown was set for UFC 243, where a new middleweight champion would emerge, forever altering the division's landscape. As the long-awaited title fight unfolded, the atmosphere was electric with anticipation. Adesanya's striking prowess proved to be an overwhelming force for Whittaker to handle. The tension in the first round was palpable as both fighters carefully measured each other, seeking opportunities to land a decisive blow. It was in the dying moments of the second round that Adesanya masterfully found his range, exploiting a slight opening in Whittaker's defense. He unleashed a devastating right hook counter that sent the Reaper crashing to the canvas just as the buzzer signaled the end of the round. This win earned Adesanya his 4th Performance of the Night award and the undisputed middleweight title. Following his loss, Whittaker regrouped and made a remarkable comeback with a string of impressive victories, firmly establishing himself as a top contender in the division. Despite this, his encounter with Adesanya remained a testament to the stylebender's unparalleled striking capabilities. Armed with a new game plan and strategy for their UFC 271 rematch, Whittaker aimed to exploit Adesanya's perceived weakness by taking the fight to the ground. Determined, the Reaper managed to secure 4 out of 10 takedown attempts, putting Adesanya's exceptional takedown defense to the test. The clash became a fascinating display of strategy and skill as the fighters battled for supremacy. Although Bobby Knuckles thought he had done enough, the stats disagreed. In the end, Adesanya's striking prowess once again shone through, as he landed a higher percentage of volume of hits, earning him a well-deserved unanimous decision victory. Marvin Vettori. Next up on Izzy's hit list was none other than the Urukhai. Wait, our apologies. We mean the Italian dream, Marvin Vettori. Take care of this! No! Prior to facing Adesanya, Vettori was a driven and unyielding competitor, never shying away from a challenge. His arsenal of skills, encompassing both striking and grappling, made him a formidable contender. With impressive victories over fighters like Jack Hermanson and Kevin Holland under his belt, Vettori was eager to test his mettle against Adesanya. However, one significant challenge Vettori faced heading into the bout was his limited mobility and head movement, which could potentially hinder his ability to avoid Adesanya's striking onslaught. As a fighter who relies more on strength and resilience rather than evasive movement, Vettori would have to find a way to neutralize the stylebender's striking prowess in order to secure victory. In their first encounter at UFC on Fox 29, Adesanya and Vettori battled in a closely contested fight. Vettori managed to take Adesanya down, showcasing his wrestling skills, but Adesanya was able to neutralize most of Vettori's offense on the ground. Ultimately, Adesanya won the fight via split decision, which left many fans eagerly anticipating a rematch. Due to the split decision loss in their fight, Vettori remained confident in his abilities, believing that he had the upper hand against Israel in every aspect of the fight.
Well, because right after the fight, I thought I won, and he's like, no, you didn't win,
The lead up to the fight, as you can guess, didn't disappoint.
He believed it in his own bullshit. That's what it is. It's fake to the fullest.
That rematch finally came at UFC 263, with Adesanya defending his middleweight title. This time, Adesanya showcased his striking and takedown defense, effectively shutting down Vettori's grappling attempts and controlling the striking exchanges. Adesanya won via unanimous decision, with all three judges scoring the fight 50-45. Despite his losses to Adesanya, Vettori remains a top contender in the middleweight division, but these encounters with the stylebender have undoubtedly shaped his approach to future fights. Vettori seemed to have worked on his agility, movement, and overall strategy, but it is yet to be seen if he could ever challenge the stylebender ever again. Paulo Costa. Finally, we have the eraser, Paulo Costa. Before going head-to-head with Adesanya at UFC 253, Costa boasted an unblemished record and a ferocious, relentless fighting style. His all-out war with Yoel Romero had MMA fans around the world on the edge of their seats. But the question remained, could Costa harness his raw power and explosiveness to neutralize the stylebender? As the fight approached, the tension between the two fighters was palpable, with a barrage of trash talk from both camps.
I was shame there to watch that fight. Adesanya is nothing. Adesanya is the most shameful champion I have seen ever. He just ran.
Sucks at it, that's the thing. He sucks at trying to talk trash as well, and he's easily influenced. I can flick his nose and you'll see him bark at the cage.
Costa and his fans often drew attention to the stark difference in size and physique between the two fighters, confident that Costa's massive frame would give him the advantage in their bout. When Adesanya and Costa finally met in the octagon, it was a battle of two unbeaten fighters, marking the first time this had happened in a title fight since 2009. However, the fight proved to be a one-sided affair, with Adesanya rather easily and tactically holding Costa at bay. Adesanya's precision and timing were on full display as he targeted Costa's lead leg with devastating kicks. As soon as Izzy noticed the flaws in Costa's striking, he capitalized with two beautiful hooks to Costa's dome that sent Costa to the floor. Izzy also had to add some salt to the wound after the referee stopped the fight. This win earned Adesanya his 5th Performance of the Night award. In the aftermath of the fight, Costa faced a decline in his fan base as he made excuses for his performance. He claimed that he usually drank a glass or two of wine to calm his nerves before fights.
And I'm waiting for you. Something happened before the fight. I'm not excused here to my people, my fans.
But on the eve of his showdown with Izzy, he had indulged in a bit too much, and thus a new mythical fighter emerged, Sober Costa. Israel Adesanya's continued success in the UFC is a testament to his extraordinary talent, dedication, and skill. With each opponent he faces, his striking prowess and tactical brilliance become even more apparent. Even the great Alex Pereira, who had bested him 3 times before, could not withstand the force of the renewed and revitalized stylebender. Adesanya's unyielding drive to overcome adversity, coupled with his unwavering commitment to refining his craft, has placed him at the pinnacle of the sport. respect. As he continues to challenge and defeat formidable opponents, he inspires fans and fellow fighters alike, demonstrating that with determination, hard work, and the right mindset, any obstacle can be overcome.